So now we have an introduction to very interesting topic. The course that we have now, it's sustainable biotechnology and environmental protection. And the first topic, biotechnology in human life. And we see our content of lectures. First of all, we have some introduction and review of basic concepts and definition. A review of using biotechnology in human life, historical development biotechnology, classification, and to see and check difference of bioproduction processes and how it looks in similar basic elements. And of course, that type of question, a color of biotechnology, about colors of biotechnology. So let's start. What the biotechnology means. We see it's in different fields of industry, agriculture, food science, genetics, medicine, environmental protection. And all of these branches involved biological scientists, involved technology-based and biological scientists. So a definition of biotechnology, its integration, natural science and organism, cells, different parts and molecules, analogous to for production different bioproducts and services. Especially we understand that involving different level of organism to production useful bioproducts is very important for different um, fields of our life, and especially we have some traditional fields of biotechnologies. For example, I think you see in the shops, on the supermarkets, different products, food products that production using biotechnology. Beer, wine, trees, for example, fermented milk products, all of this biotechnology. And it's coming such traditional biotechnology processes, especially, of course, discovering DNA and structure of DNA, also involved biotechnology to agri-science, such genetic modified organism, and it's well-known fields of biotechnology. And it should be mentioned that biotechnology involving very deeply to our life as a historical way for developing biotechnology with a historical growth of humanity society in different countries. It began step by step when developing humanity, developing biotechnology. And we can understand that really biotechnology involving very associated involved to our life, and all of products of biotechnology we use every day. So you can write in chat, please write in chat what type of bioproducts you use in your daily every day, some type. I think you can know such type of bioproducts, and especially growth in the medicine, because we have antibiotics, different type of enzymes, vaccines that using and help protect our health. Especially branch of traditional strain improvements, industrial organism with using DNA techniques. So, of course, it's a new programming of biological properties of organism, and it's impacted also on growth this field of biotechnology. And now we thinking about all of processes of biotechnology, a lot of processes, a lot of different processes with different organization of step by step. But most of all, we have some elements of biotechnology. This requires all biotechnological processes, and they have some similar elements. And it's very important to identify this element and mostly understand it, how function of biotechnology. It's not depends of some fields of use and application of biotechnology, but it means such elements, basic steps that have all biotechnological processes. Most of all, we need some organism and selection this organism, such microorganisms, cells, plants, some such. We can necessary selections necessary to check and input to some bioreactors with have some suitable condition for growth this organism. It can be without air or involving air. It can be some temperature, some other parameters that we necessarily check and monitoring, control it for very well feeling our organisms that involve into this processing. Of course, we necessary some raw materials that can be used for such food for our organism that involve to this processing. And of course, we have stage for downstream processing, product separation. That mean these products can be in suitable form that can provide to market. So it's very important, and this stage we have some basic stages that involved in different biotechnological processes. So next type, elements of biotechnology. For fermentation and for the separation of the finished products, what we need? You can write this in your our chart, for example, elements of biotechnology for fermentation and for separation finished products. It can be some of elements of biotechnology, without which we cannot to mention how we provide this biotechnology apparatus, equipment, such bioreactors, because we necessary such equipment apparatus for fermentation and for separation of the finished products. Please involve it to our task and write in chat what in your opinions of elements that we check now. Sources of carbon and energy, mineral elements, growth factors. What is this? In your opinions, what is this? You see the presentation, and we have next element of biotechnology, source of carbon, energy, mineral elements, growth factors. It's also very important elements of biotechnology, and this is substrate. Substrate is that food for our some biological agents that's involved into biotechnology. The next element of biotechnology, biomass and metabolytic, different type of metabolytic can be, and it's also elements of biotechnologies. As you see, this is product. This is byproduct that we get from biotechnology. It's very important for us. The next element of biotechnology, creation of automatization system, mathematics stimulation, laboratory stimulation. It's also important elements for biotechnology. Monitoring and control system, automatization of processes. Monitoring, because controlling stimulation is important for optimization biotechnology processing, and look for how our biological agents grows in bioreactor and it's suitable or not some conditions. It's very important. The next element of biotechnology, a monoculture, different type of hybrid culture. natural situation of microorganism. It's also element of biotechnology. It's such biological agents, and of course it's very important to our biotechnology. Without biological agents, our organism, it's impossible biotechnology. Yes, it's that our active elements that provide very important work. They do. And it's of course important because we get from these biological agents different type of products. Plant and animal tissues, of course, is also very important elements, and it's also biological agents because different biotechnology and different biological agents can be involved. Enzyme, also biological agents, and it should be noted as its enzyme technologies. Enzyme can be as biological agents and enzymes can be as byproducts. Its different biotechnology can be a sort of different function of enzyme, different operation. We can get enzyme as a byproduct and use, or we can input enzyme to biotechnology for activization processes of fermentation. So it's different way of using enzymes. In general, we see all of a scheme of biotechnology that involved all of elements of biotechnology. You see how these elements associated each other. Biological agents input apparatus with substrate together. Substrate is the sources of carbon energy. It's mineral elements and growth factors. Biological agents, it can be monoculture, a hybrid culture, national situation, natural situation of microorganisms, plants, animal tissues, enzyme. So about apparatus or equipment. For fermentation and for separation of finished products, different type equipment we can use. And of course, we all-time monitoring and controlling system. It's very important monitoring and controlling system and creation automatization system for monitoring, modeling, simulation. It's very important online. Of course, control it of different parameters of fermentation and to get very well of quality our products, byproducts. It can be biomass or different type metabolites. So it's general elements of biotechnology, and we have a lot of biotechnological process and different fields of biotechnological protection and of course applications in medicine, environmental protection, chemical technology, and food technologies and others. But elements of biotechnology we can see clear in this slide. About some of processing involved in biotechnology. In traditional, we see, of course, therapy, medicine, treatment, diagnostic, agricultural, food, environmental, different type of chemical intermediates equipment. All of this type, it's very important for our life, and we often use products of these fields. Bioprocesses technology history have growing, and we see very extensive growth and provide new products and a lot of novel fermenter designed to optimization productivity. Very large impacted enzyme technology, catalysis new chemical reaction, extreme necessary to growth level of production and new products and have optimization mode for forming very useful type of products as different type of organic acid and others. Of course, about environmental protection. It's waste technology, recycling waste with get different type of useful byproducts as biofuel, fertilizers, and others moment we can different possibility have for waste recycling in bioprocesses. Environmental technology, of course, have several type of application biotechnology for monitoring and indication pollution in environmental and of course technology for purification our environmental purification um, atmosphere purification hydrosphere purification our land. Renewable resources technology also very important type of technologies that get renewable energy resources ethanol, methane, hydrogen, and others, and utilization different residues materials, such type cleaner technology, suitable, sustainable technology. Of course, in agriculture, we have a lot of growth by technological processes, especially it's involved genetical engineering plants, improving some nutrients, disease resistance, and other moments that can be useful when we tell about especially growth productivity of plants. Of course, we have some issue, environmental issue for genetic engineering plants, and a lot of can be possible discussing this. Health care, it's also such type of field that very important in biotechnology and improving disease diagnostics. Especially it's can involve in cancer diagnostics and it's difference by sensor systems that monitoring our health. It's very important also, and vaccination. Especially we see it's also important. So we see how it grows different field of biotechnology. It's mostly separate each other but have some of common issue and also integration each other. And we see that fundamental principles that involve knowledge from different sciences, such microbiological, chemistry, genetics, immunology, human animals physiology, biology, yes, and grows this knowledge in the field of engineering applications and soon business application and get that byproducts from these fields to the market. The uses of biotechnology, molecular diagnostics, recombination vaccination, sequence pathway genetics, biomediation, bioinformatics, neutrally enhanced genetic modified crops. Of course, it's a lot of using type of biotechnology. And we see that sort of branch of biotechnology go in different fields of our life. And we have interesting color classification of biotechnology. The basic color classification involved 4 colors: red biotechnology, green biotechnology, white and blue biotechnologies. It's mean all of these color connected with some of cluster of biotechnology fields. Biotechnologies knowledge focused on some way of production, some specific products for our life. Especially red, it's medical biotechnology. It's involved pharmaceutical, health treatment fields. Green biotechnology, it's agriculture biotechnology involved to agricultural application and provide a lot of products. White biotechnology, it's main industrial biotechnology involved for different application in industry. And blue biotechnology, marine biotechnology involved into aquatic application of biotechnologies. It's the traditional gathered such colors, but now it grows and we see also other colors. So that it put some other colors and we see a yellow, green and gray also in this type of biotechnology involved to the standards classification and for us very important gray biotechnology. Especially sometimes when we tell environmental biotechnology, we tell it's a green biotechnology, but most of all, green biotechnology is the agricultural biotechnology. Environmental biotechnology in color classification input to gray biotechnology. But nevertheless, between green and gray biotechnology, we have a lot of connection. For example, agricultural waste can recycle by biotechnology. So it's interaction between agricultural biotechnologies and environmental biotechnologies. Interesting that all of biotechnologies have some traditional fields. And especially it's a red biotechnology. In slide we see red biotechnology, but color is green. But red biotechnology is the colors changed in the presentation. Why not? But nevertheless, it's a red biotechnology, and it's involved to different process in the healthcare. Yes, and we see different products of red biotechnology, vaccines, antibiotics, medicine drug. Yes, different molecular techniques that involve into diagnostic and immunity therapy. So it's a red biotechnology, and we often use red biotechnology products. Okay, so especially we see the first type of biotechnology is red biotechnology, and you mostly understand this type of biotechnology very important for our life. And most of all, in this type of biotechnology is traditional. White biotechnology. Mainly, it's biotechnology involved to different industrial fields. Especially, we have a lot of involved biotechnology to food production and food industry, especially, for example, production milk fermentation products. For example, cheese, yes, yogurts, or to production of wine, yes. So a lot of this type of food industry, and especially we have production of biofuel. Yes, it's at green energy, and we have in chemical industry involving bioleaching processes to leach different minerals. So it's also biotechnology. So in this way, we see that biotechnology really can be a different application in the oil industry also for treatment biotechnology uses. So another type of biotechnology is yellow biotechnology. This most of all is a food biotechnology that I mentioned. It's a very close direction between each other about technological processing. And when we tell about biotechnology and industry for production different type of enzyme or organic acid, it can be involved to yellow biotechnology in the production some fermentation processes, different byproducts and making beer, cheese, beer, wine. So it's all type of biotechnology have interaction. It should be mentioned about this. And this is type of biotechnology very often you can use, and I think it's every day we use that type of products. About gray biotechnology, it's more closer for our because it's a environmental protection biotechnology, environmental biotechnology. Especially we can talk about environmental biotechnology as biotechnology with zero impact to environment, and environmental biotechnology in the other options is biotechnology that use for recycling different waste and purification our environment. So it's two options. And of course, we can use different biological agents. For example, different strain of bacteria can be used for the degradation, different type of waste, and also cleaning, treatment, wastewaters, and other sources. So it's possible to use, and we see on the pictures, on the photos, different processes of composting, of wastewater treatment, and biogas production. Especially on this way, great technology have interaction with why biotechnology, because production of biofuels also involved into white biotechnology. Green biotechnology, conceptualization on the agriculture sectors and focusing of using new varieties of plant production, more good quality, different type of products, especially biopesticides, biofertilizers. So it's also very important for our life. And it's also have interaction between gray biotechnology and green biotechnology. And specialists, we are mostly understand that this type of biotechnological processes all time impacted on our life. And we go to the next biotechnology as blue biotechnology. And I think you also use that type of foods, subtypes of products, and of course, each type of biotechnology also important in our life. Blue biotechnology mainly refer for aquatic and marine organisms, create some good some of products in various industrial applications. And we see some of examples, especially aquaculture production, fish production, fish products production is also very important. And we have different type of biopond systems that use for this, and most of all, blue biotechnology also reflected to sustainable growth goals and sustainable goals for generally in a regional level in world. And most of all, when we tell about biotechnology, we can see a lot of benefits, but some of risk we also necessarily take care and mostly understand to check. Environmental benefits. reduce it to use different chemicals. For example, in agricultural, it's a different type of pesticides. We can reduce uses type of chemicals and the most harmful of this, and reduce doses of this type of chemicals. Of course, we can involve biotechnology to water and soil protection. It's also a very important field. We see bioremediation processes involving more safety products to treatment system and recycling a different type of waste. Reduction in excess of soil nutrients, more efficient use of fertilizers, all of this involved, and also to benefits. About environmental risk, threat to ecological balance, it's necessary understanding this balance and how it can impact it of releasing genetically modified organism into the environmental input. So it's some effect and unpredictable effect of ecological balance. Reduced biological diversity is other type of environmental risk that also need to be very careful understanding in which technology, biotechnology and processing can be impacted. And of course, if we have some of strong type of modifying biological agents that involve into environment, it can be impacted of variability of ecosystem. And most of all, we necessary, of course, to understanding all mechanisms of involving each biotechnological processes. And should be mentioned that environmental biotechnology, gray biotechnology, most analysis this risk also, and it's very important that such biotechnology reach it to zero impact, and it's very requires to grow that type of environmental biotechnology in general traditional biotechnological processes. And it should be also very interesting to show such type of connection between biotechnology and sustainable development goals, because all time talk about sustainable development goals, sustainable approach of growth, our society, and of course biotechnology can be involved to this processing, and we can see different ecosystem service that provides biotechnology, how it's connected with deliverable about food security, sustainability, climate change, migration, human health, water security, industrial growth, and how it's connecting with such sustainable development goals. And it's really have very rich, strong connection. And this connection impacted on our life when we provide biotechnological processes in such technologies in green economy that mean most of all involving environmental safety processes to industry and environmentally safe products input to market. So it's a very important type of impact biotechnology to realization sustainable development goals.